Cybot turns into a crocodile and conjures a shadow crocodile. They bite each of the victim's legs and rip their body apart down the middle.
Animalities. New Cybot wins. Flawless victory.
Into a huge wasp. She pierces the victim's torso with her stinger and their head bubbles with venom until it bursts apart. The stinger bisects their headless torso.
Animalities. Zyrax wins. Flawless victory.
Sector turns into a rhino and rams the victim. She shoves them across the ground, scraping off their skin, then stomps their torso.
Animalities. Sector wins. Flawless victory.
Mermac turns into a locust swarm that spirals around the victim, shredding their skin and flesh until they become a gore-drenched skeleton.
Animalities. Ermac wins. Flawless victory.
Takeda leaps into a hole in the ground filled with water and turns into a kraken. He yanks the victim into the water with a tentacle, twists them apart, then chomps their upper body with his beak.
Animalities. Takeda wins. Flawless victory. Finish him.
Katana transforms into a large hummingbird before impaling the victim with a flurry of beak strikes. Their body unpeels into 4 segments, and she sips their spurting blood.
Animalities. Katana wins. Flawless victory. Finish him.
Melina transforms into an orchid mantis. She gobbles the victim's head with her mandibles, spraying gory pulp everywhere. She uses her forelegs to rip them in half.
Animalities. Melina wins. Finish him.
General Shao transforms into a grizzly bear. He lopes forward to swipe his claws at the victim, then clamps his jaws into their back while thrashing them around. He sinks his teeth into their head, crushing it.
Animalities. General Shao wins.
Tanya turns into a giraffe, bites the victim, then slams them repeatedly into the ground. Their limbs pop off and their blood bursts with each impact.
Animalities. Tanya wins. Flawless victory.
Sindel turns into a huge tarantula, plunges her fangs into the victim's skull, then pulls herself up by a web from her abdomen. She hangs upside down, then tears their body in half before letting them fall.
Animalities. Sindel wins.
Rain shapeshifts into a pufferfish. He burrows down the victim's throat until he inflates in their torso. The victim bursts into a cloud of viscous blood.
Animalities. Rain wins. Flawless victory.
Reiko transforms into a ram with huge curved horns. He knocks the victim back with a forceful charge. As they vomit blood, Reiko's second charge carves straight through them.
Animalities. Reiko wins. Flawless mission.
Smoke turns into a gorilla, then wrenches the victim apart by their jaw. Streaks of blood burst from their chest and fly through the air.
Animalities. Smoke wins. Flawless victory.
Raiden transforms into a huge electric eel before constricting the victim, flooding them with electricity until their head erupts in a fountain of blood, spewing bits of skull and brain.
Animalities. Raiden wins. Flawless victory. Finish him.
Scorpion transforms into an armored scorpion. He drags the victim close to puncture them with his stinger, then flings them up to slice them in half with a pencil.
Animalities. Scorpion wins.
Liu Kang turns into a giant phoenix and wraps his wings around the victim. An inferno engulfs them, reducing them to a huge pile of ash and bones. Liu Kang bursts from the ash in a pillar of fire.
Animalities. Liu Kang wins. Flawless victory. Finish him.
Reptile transforms into a Venus flytrap, then shoots out a prehensile tongue to snag the victim. He snaps his saw-toothed mouth closed several times, crushing them to pieces.
Animalities. Reptile wins. Flawless ship.
Sub-Zero turns into a mammoth, gores the victim with his tusk, then rips them in half with his trunk as blood surges from their torso.
Animalities. Sub-Zero wins. Flawless victory.
Johnny Cage stands with the victim on a film set and dons a shark costume as a clapperboard appears. Now in the ocean, Johnny is a great white shark who chomps the victim, making them burst into bloody chunks.
Animality. Johnny Cage wins. Flawless victory.
Li Mei turns into a panda, gently rolls toward the victim, then bites their arm off. They fall, and Li Mei sits on their head, popping it while idly chewing on their arm.
Animality. Li Mei wins. Flawless victory. Tim.
Kung Lao turns into a tiger and bites onto the victim's head before thrashing them. He lets go, and as their eyes shift in their skinned face, he sinks his fangs into their spine and rips it out.
Animality. Kung Lao wins. Flawless victory. Finish him.
Kenshi plunges his swords into the ground, turning into a wolf as he summons a spirit wolf. They rabidly bite out chunks of the victim, then clamp their jaws on both sides of them before slowly ripping them apart, making blood fountain from their chest.
Animality. Kenshi wins. Flawless victory. Finish him.
Ashra transforms into a winged unicorn and teleports behind the victim before impaling their head with her horn and exhaling a torrent of rainbow fire over their writhing body until they're a charred husk.
Animality. Ashra wins. Flawless victory. Finish him.
Baraka turns into a giant porcupine. He throws the victim upward and shoots quills at them. They fall onto his back, skewered on his quills.
Animality. Baraka wins. Flawless victory.
Nitara turns into a giant vampire bat and snatches the victim. Later, she hangs upside down with the victim wrapped in her wings. Nitara gouges out their eye sockets with her fangs, then bites off their head in large chunks.
Animality. Nitara wins. Flawless victory. Finish him.
Kiras belly flops, then emerges as a huge hippo. He chomps the victim, bursting them into a shower of gore.
Animality. Geras wins. Flawless victory.
Havoc mutates into a rotting hyena and pounces on the victim's torso. Blood gushes out as he wrenches out their intestines, then chews on one.
Animality. Havoc wins. Flawless victory.
Omni-Man turns into a colossal tentacle-faced monster, then smashes the victim with a clawed hand before scooping them into his maw. He bites onto their waist and yanks them apart with a tentacle, making their guts spill out with a shower of blood.
Animality. Omni-Man wins. Flawless victory.
Quan Chi transforms into a T-Rex skeleton before flinging the victim into the air with his jaws, catching them and chomping them into chunks that slide into his ribcage.
Animality. Quan Chi wins. Flawless victory.
Peacemaker turns into an eagle. He and Eagly swoop and wing slice the victim's legs off. Peacemaker blasts them with assault rifles before eagerly explodes them with a grenade. Peacemaker stands on their skull as eagerly flies past with a USA flag.
Peacemaker wins. Flawless victory.
Homelander turns into a red, white, and blue griffin, then hurls the victim upward. He cleaves them at the waist with his talons, then shoots lasers from his eyes until they explode into a shower of fried flesh blobs.
Animalities. Homelander wins. Flawless victory.